Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and I felt super inspired to share with you guys a purple mauve sort of smoky eye situation. I've been really into the purple looks lately, so I figured I would sit down and film a little voiceover tutorial for y'all. So if you're interested to see how I got that look, then let's just get on into it. So my skin is already moisturized and prepped for foundation. I'm going to go in with the Smashbox primer water and go ahead and prime and hydrate my skin a little bit further. I love the feeling of this. It just feels so refreshing and cooling on the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and take the L'Oreal Lumi Glow Lotion. I'm in the shade Light, and I'm going to gently massage this onto the outer portions of my face, and then working the remainder of the product into the center of the face and the chin, as well as the forehead, just because those are the areas that get oily, so I tend to use the least amount of product there for glow purposes. And I just love this lotion. It just feels super lightweight, not greasy, and provides a really beautiful glow to the skin. And then for foundation, I'm taking the Catrice HD foundation, and I'm just going to take a flat top brush and gently press this into the skin. And then you'll notice I'll do some little circular buffing motions. This really helps to melt the product into the skin, but pressing it into the skin prior gives you the coverage that you want, well, at least that I want. I have some redness and acne scars, so I do love that this foundation is super lightweight, but it does a pretty good job at covering any sort of scarring or redness that I may have. And then once that's all blended in, I'm going to take the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer, and I like to put this in underneath my eyes in a triangular shape because it really lifts the light towards the eyes, which is what I want, a really highlighted under eye area. And I'm just taking my fingertips and gently blending this out. And I like using my fingers with this concealer because it really melts the product into the skin, and I find that it looks super natural and not cakey when I use this. And this concealer is so lovely. It's very lightweight but provides a lot of coverage. If you saw my monthly favorites, you'll notice I mentioned that this concealer reminds me a lot of the Tarte Shape Tape, but the benefit to it is that it's a lot more lightweight than the Tarte Shape Tape, which I love because sometimes that one can look a little heavy on me. And then I'm going to set that concealer into place. I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush foundation, and I'm in the shade Fair. And I'm going to just gently sweep this underneath the eyes, starting at the outer edges. You'll notice I'll go towards the inner corner of my eye and then back to the outer corner, and what this does is sets and locks the concealer into place so that it doesn't budge or smudge all day long. And this powder is so lovely for setting the under eyes as well as the face because it's super lightly milled, so it's very fine and doesn't feel cakey or drying by any means. So it really looks like your makeup is airbrush and on point. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it, girl. And once that's all done and your face is looking pretty flat, I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Bronzer Butter, and this is the bronzer shade, and the smell, you guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about below, you need to go get this bronzer in your life because it is so good. It smells like the beach and coconut and pina colada, and I want one right now. But I'm just going to take this bronzer and messily bronze up the cheekbones, the forehead, the jawline, and then I'll take some excess product and sweep that around my nose. I'm not really contouring, I'm just more so bringing some warmth and color back into my face since it was looking a little flat. But what I love about this bronzer is that it's not too warm toned and it's not too cool toned. It's just really lovely for the fair, pasty girls. It just looks super natural, but like that a bronzer is still there, because that's the thing. Like, I've had bronzers that look dark and then you can apply half the powder and nothing comes onto your skin. And then moving on to blush, I'm taking the Nars Madly blush. I love this one. It's just such a goodie. It's like a neutral peachy shade, and it just looks good with every eyeshadow look or lipstick look, and it's just a staple in my collection. They're super pigmented and blends out really well, and it's just a beautiful neutral shade. So I'm taking that on the apples of my cheeks and just blending it back towards the hairline. And then for highlighter today, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezzy highlighter. Ugh, can we talk about it? I'm upset with myself for waiting to hop on this bandwagon because this highlighter is everything. Like, one swipe, do you see that? And it provides an insane glow, like, but doesn't look like chunky or, you know, over the top. It doesn't look natural, but like natural in my sense, if that makes sense. It's just a really beautiful champagne-y gold highlighter, and I like that I can use a like fluffy brush to get a light application or a more dense brush like I just did to get that sort of wet highlighted look. And for brows today, I'm using the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Pencil. Are you really surprised? Probably not, because it's the only brow product that I've been talking about since basically January. I just love this pencil so much. It is an angled sort of pencil that allows you to get really like fine hairs at the beginning of your brow, which I really like for that like sort of feathered look. But also it's thick enough that you can fill in your tail end of the brow pretty quickly. And like I could do my brows probably in like 3 minutes, which is pretty quick, and I think it's because of this pencil, and the color is really nice. I'm just a really big fan. And I also love that it has a little spoolie on the end so that you can blend out the brow hairs. And then moving on to eyeshadow, I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Sin today. I love this one. It's just the perfect eyeshadow face. Like, it's not tacky, but tacky enough that it holds eyeshadow all day long. It's just a favorite of mine, and it's tinted, so if you feel lazy and don't feel like wearing eyeshadow, you could totally just do that. No judgment, girl. And for eyeshadow, I'm taking the Natasha Denona Lila palette. Ugh, you guys, let's take a moment. Wait for it. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about it? It's so gorgeous. Like, I can justify this eyeshadow palette to probably anyone. So I'm going to take this fluffy eyeshadow crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the lightest brown mauve shade, and I'm just going to place this on the crease. And you'll notice that I'm holding the end of the eyeshadow brush to allow me to get a very light, fluffy hand. So you don't want to apply too much pressure when applying your crease color or any sort of dark shades, because then it can be a little bit challenging to blend out. So you'll notice that I'm just very lightly using circular motions to blend this color into the crease. Just want to make sure that you're using a really light hand to blend out any sort of crease color. So I am using a very light hand and using the edge of the brush to meld this neutral brown purpley taupe shade into my crease. And then I'm taking this lilac, almost metallic pressed pigment textured shadow, and I'm going to gently sweep this on the inner half of the eye. You could totally use some setting spray or Fix Plus to kind of amp up the shine and metallicness of this color, but I wanted to keep this look a little bit simple, mostly because the lower lash line I want to stand out. And this shade is really beautiful on its own. So I'm just packing that color on the inner half till I build the intensity to the shade I like. And then taking a smaller dome crease brush, I'm going to go in with a deeper mauve and chocolate brown shade, and I'm going to gently sort of press and stamp this on the outer V, outer third of the eye, and then you'll notice I'll just use little gentle windshield wiper motions blending this out into the outer edge. And then I'll take my crease brush and gently blend out the two harsh lines, and then go back to the small dome brush to build up the intensity of the outer eye. And then I'll go back in with the original light lilac shade on the inner half of the eye. And really, I'm just blending and building until I get the intensity that I like, so you just have to be a little bit patient and don't get frustrated. And I'm doing the same for the other eye as well. And then I'm going to take this really light, creamy lilac shade. It's almost like a iridescent, light purple cream shade, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner of the eyes to really brighten and bring a lot of light to the inner corner. And then I'm also going to add this under the brow bone because it will add a little bit of depth and dimension and really make the crease colors pop. And then moving on to the lower lash line, I'm taking this Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. It's in a really pretty purple shade. I'll link the color below. And I'm just going to put this on the waterline and lower lash line. And you can kind of put this on pretty sloppily because we're going to put some eyeshadow on top of it, so it doesn't need to be even. You just want to make sure that your inner lash line is coated and then the lower lash line is coated. And then I'm going to take an angled liner and I'm going to take that, what reads a really like blue toned purple, which is actually a really pretty violet, vibrant purple in real life, and I'm going to just gently pack that where I put the eyeliner on the lower lash line. So not on the inner portion of my eye, but on below the lashes. And I'm just going to pack this color on until I find the intensity that I really desire. And do the same for the other eye. And then I'm going to go back to that fluffy crease brush and I'm going to gently blend out the lower lash line. So taking that light mauve brown that we first started in the crease, we're going to take that and just gently blend out the lower lash line. And this one you want to use a really light hand and be super delicate because your under eyes are very delicate. And we don't really want to lose too much of the color that we put underneath the eyes. We just want to make sure that the lower lash line is blended out. And then for mascara, you know I'm using the Essence I Heart Extreme Volume Mascara because I'm obsessed. And every time I wear it, people ask me if I'm wearing false lashes, and I'm like, no girl, it's that Essence I Heart Extreme Volume Mascara. You need it in your life. Go get it if you haven't tried it. It is only $4.99. So I'm going to just go ahead and coat the upper and lower lash line a couple of times and make sure that my lashes look on point. You could totally add some liquid eyeliner or a little cat eye with some false lashes for some extra glam, but I'm too lazy to be honest, and my lashes are long enough that I can get away with not putting false lashes on, but it's totally up to you. Do your thing. If you love false lashes, I'm here for it. And 20 coats of mascara later, she is almost done. There she is. And then for the final step, we're going to take some lipstick. I'm using this Tom Ford Nudie Peach Pink shade, and I'm just going to swipe this on directly to the lips. No lip liner necessary. It's pretty creamy, and I feel like I don't need to wear a lip liner with it, to be honest, just because it's super moisturizing. And there you have it. There's the final look. What do you guys think? I'm really into it. I think it's going to be kind of my look for the spring. At least this palette is. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you don't follow me already on Instagram and Facebook, make sure you do so. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button so that you won't miss my next video. And comment below what eyeshadow palettes you've been into because I'd love to hear what you've been enjoying. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys learned some fun facts, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!